to Tony Adams, David O'Leary, a heavyweight contest before the heavyweight contest really starts here. But you can pick holes, as has been in the studio, but you can pick holes in both sets of players at the moment.
Yes, you can, Martin. I don't think either side. I mean, Manchester United are obviously high in confidence at the moment, particularly after last weekend's results. The last two league results have given them a huge shot in the arm. But there are, you know, areas where you would look and say they are less secure than ever.
Yeah.
The injuries they're still struggling with. Obviously, Sol Campbell's absence is a huge blow to Arsenal. They would not have wanted to come in here without him, but a bonus is that Martin Keown has timed his recovery just to perfection for him to come into an arena that he absolutely loves. But it's just a fascinating one, and like every time I come here to watch these two, whether it's here or Highbury, you can toss a coin, you know, and take your pick and make a great case for either side winning it.
What will be, will be. Let's look at the teams. Manchester United might have been tempted to stay with the lineup that did so well at Liverpool, but Quinton Fortune, who was hurt in that game, an injury you've heard from Sir Alex Ferguson earlier today, later diagnosed as a fracture of the leg. That's very unlucky for the South African. He'll be out for 3 months. But Seba Veron is available again after illness. The Anfield hero, Diego Forlan, back down to earth, back on the bench. Phil Neville gets a job in midfield with, as we understand, Paul Scholes likely to support Ruud van Nistelrooy. Well, Arsenal have known since Paul Durkin raised the red card at Southampton that they would come here without the massive presence of Sol Campbell. A behind-closed-doors match this week arranged to hasten Martin Keown's comeback. But David Seaman is still missing, so the Swedish goalkeeper, Rami Shaban, plays his first away game in the Premiership at Old Trafford. Ashley Cole comes back after his absence against Aston Villa with ankle trouble, and Freddie Ljungberg and Sylvain Wiltord, substitutes last Saturday, are in from the start in place of Toure and Bergkamp.
Well, when I saw the lineup, Sir Alex lineup, Martin, I think against any other side in the Premiership possibly, this was what we would have seen, a 4-4-2 with possibly Phil Neville on the right-hand side, Scholes in the centre, where I think against Newcastle and Liverpool, he's been absolutely stunning. He's been majestic, he's been everything that Paul Scholes can be from this area and here. But what I think we're going to see, and everyone seems to think it is they're going to tuck people in. Solskjaer's going to play right-hand side, where he's been playing ever so well. Veron is going to come into midfield, and Phil Neville is going to play in there where I think he will give a little bit of protection to the two centre-backs, the back four, be asked to do that job. I don't think we'll see Phil too far forward in this lineup at all. His job will be, you're the holding player, let Giggs, let Veron, let Solskjaer support Scholes and Van Nistelrooy. The one thing I don't like about this, for Scholes' sake, I think when you play two up top, then you create more space for Paul Scholes. I think when you only play Van Nistelrooy, the two centre-backs you're playing against can then watch for Scholes coming, and it makes Paul's job, I think, a little bit more difficult.
Well, there's always a chance Solskjaer and Giggs can join in, and
absolutely.
Scholes can drop back into midfield. Yeah.
You'll definitely see that. Yeah. For Arsenal, no such worries about what you're going to see, Martin, because it's pretty much a tried and trusted formation. And the one thing that surprises me when I look at this lineup, and you hear people like Tony Adams saying they're a little bit loose, they're a little bit vulnerable, they're not getting the protection. I think in Vieira and in Gilberto, they've got two of the best at screening the back four. And I find it incredible that you hear people say the back four's getting exposed. But this is an area where, and I think Roy would agree in the studio, if Manchester United don't contest this area here, with Ljungberg, with Vieira, Gilberto and Perez, if they do not stop that four influencing the game, then it might be a long day for Manchester United.
So here they are, Manchester United and Arsenal, the top two in points gathering since the start of the Premiership, the only two clubs to have won more than 200 Premiership games, and they will be back as first and second again should Manchester United now beat the club that has given them most trouble over the past 10 seasons. Arsenal have won here in both years. They've been champions of the Premier League, and in their previous title season in the old First Division in 1991, all 1-0 wins. And the message to Manchester United is beware the number 11 in the Arsenal 11. Sylvain Wiltord got the winner, of course, here last May. Mark Overmars in 1998, Anders Limpar before that. They are the best of enemies in both the Premiership and in Champions League ambitions as well. It's the superpower of many Premierships past against the current league leaders who are defending the crown. They clinched here at Old Trafford 7 months ago now. It is quite simply Manchester United against Arsenal, and it's live.
It's time for the Titans and the Colts to get serious as the playoffs loom. Tomorrow at 6, Sky Sports Extra.
Tetley's smoothly does it.
Galaxy's greatest heroes. The universe's greatest battle is now on video and DVD. Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones. This 2-disc set is packed with special features that will blow you away. Star Wars Episode 2, now available on video and DVD.
Balzarini from Hugo Boss separates the men from the boys.
A new power is rising.
Arwen's time is over. Let her go.
It's the ring. Frodo! It's taking hold of you.
The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Rated 12A. Children under 12 must be accompanied by an adult.
El gol ha sido increíble.
Bueno, hay cosas que se pueden ensayar, pero esto, no sé, hay tardes que te sale todo. Es como si alguien pensara por ti, como si hubiera un número 12, haciéndote lo que hay que hacer.
Get on the pitch, get in control. Be the 12th. FIFA Football 2003, EA Sports. It's in the game.
A double of true cup romance. Macclesfield take on Vauxhall Motors. And Harrogate Railway face Bristol City. All trying to keep the dream alive. FA Cup action starts today, 5:30, Sky Sports 1.
Destination football.
My goodness, have you ever seen anything like it?
4 football special.
It's Manchester United against Arsenal at the Theatre of Dreams, and what a theatre. Perfect for an enormous match like this. Sky Digital viewers can go interactive, push the red button on your remote control, follow the instructions amongst the various facilities there. Player cam, and we'll start by following Thierry Henry. Match commentators, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Martin Keown and Pascal Sigon start a game together for the first time for Arsenal. Manchester United to kick off on a pitch that has bedded in. The Newcastle match came rather too quickly after the latest relaying. This is the first game on it since then, and what a game. Giggs. Phil Neville muscling his way into and not beyond Patrick Vieira. Well, the statistics are mighty. Manchester United 7 times winners of the Premier League, twice runners-up. Third last season seemed like failure. And Arsenal have not finished outside the top 2 in the last 6 seasons. Stars everywhere you look. Cold day. Crackling atmosphere. Where's Bra? Van Nistelrooy already signs of Scholes being up there with him, and Solskjaer, as we thought, on the right. Here's Scholes. Little touch from Philip Neville. Van Nistelrooy past Gilberto, not past Keown.
Important minutes, early minutes of this game, Martin. Team settling. United exactly as we thought. Solskjaer, as you can see, right-hand side. Scholes looking to break in support.
Giggs just beaten to it by Luzhny. Veron. Good interception by Perez.
Yeah, referee saw it. Tackle on Veron by Gilberto. Just a little late. He thinks not. Dermot Gallagher thought otherwise. There's a lovely opportunity early on. We talk about people who are important in games like this. We have mentioned goalkeepers. Rami Shaban, what a place to make your away debut. Early on, will they work him? Can they test his handling?
Veron shoots. Hit Ashley Cole in the wall. The versatile John O'Shea, left back again today. He was in midfield against Burnley in midweek. Manchester United took that Worthington Cup fixture very seriously. Gary Neville, one of the few missing. He picked up a shin injury at Anfield, had some stitches. Away by Seagull. Montour looking to link up with Henry. It doesn't work for Arsenal. Philip Neville again. Picked off on the slide by Gilberto, playing at Old Trafford for the first time, playing against Manchester United for the first time. Perez has been here before. He was not involved in May, but of course that 6-1 defeat, Arsenal's worst ever in the Premiership, was the season before. Perez played then, Henry scored then.
Yeah, a lot of press that's been going on this week, Mark. You'd think that only Ruud van Nistelrooy and Thierry Henry were the only 2 people that can win this football match. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Arsenal here at Old Trafford in yet another different away strip, primarily blue. Gilberto. Strongly stopped by Scholes, and fairly stopped. He's not been booked in the Premiership since this fixture in May. And Manchester United lost a football match and lost a physical battle as well.
Oh, so close, wasn't it? So close. Quick play, strong Van Nistelrooy was. Shook off a couple of challenges and is very, very close to putting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer away.
Real test of the nimble-footedness of Cole. Stuck in the corner by Gary Neville, but no one chasing it. Shaban has played an away game, of course, in the Champions League in the Olympic Stadium in Rome. On his own admission, he didn't play as well as he would have liked. Fortunately for Arsenal, most of everybody else did. Here's O'Shea. Making good ground. And he's played it perfectly for Ryan Giggs, who looks for Scholes. Hole there again, importantly for Arsenal. Vieira's head has only dropped for Solskjaer.
Oh, what a chance. I think the only thing that happens here is both Van Nistelrooy and Scholes, neither goes in. This is a fabulous ball, but I think Paul Scholes goes, checks, and just that little check there just meant he was a yard or so away from it. I think if he'd have kept his run going, Martin, he'd have been on the end of this, but he just paused for that fraction of a second, held his run.
A lovely combination between O'Shea and Giggs.
Well, they've started brightly, haven't they, the home side? No doubt about that in the opening 5 minutes.
Well, in adversity, they've found that extra spirit. You think of the players still not been able to be selected by Sir Alex Ferguson. Although they're on the mend.
Well, that's what you feel that Manchester United have to do in midfield. That kind of pressure that Veron exerted in Patrick Vieira. Even good players, when they're asked to play quickly and under pressure, sometimes make mistakes. And I just think for Veron in particular, you know, so much has been said about Juan Sebastian Veron. Manchester United supporters are split on him, success or not. And when he looked at today and he saw 2 World Cup winners, direct opposition to him, Gilberto and Patrick Vieira, you know, you would be thinking, he must be going out thinking, right, this is a stage for me to show just how good I am.
Vieira. Perez. Didn't get very far. It's Veron's ball. Keown's header. Cole caught in possession initially by Scholes, and Solskjaer was quickly on the scene as well. Seagull. Still watching, wishing desperately they were out there. Beckham, but Ferdinand.
£50 million worth maybe in today's market.
Well, I would say probably treble that. Here's Freddie Ljungberg, who specialises in matches, it seems, against Manchester United. 4 goals in 7 games from midfield against them, including one on his debut. Ljungberg looking for Henry. Where's Brown, the defender? And some 60,000 backing Brown. Veron is getting on the ball in plentiful fashion in the early minutes. Wants it again. Scholes.
Another free kick, Martin. Gilberto, he's going to have to be careful. That's 2 in first 7 minutes. So he's come a little bit late, both of them on Juan Sebastian Veron. I think he'll get one more. And I think another one will find a yellow card in his face.
He's one of the, shall we say, more generous referees, Dermot Gallagher. He likes to give every game he takes charge of a real chance. Actually got into trouble in a match here the last game he refereed against the Leeds 14-15 months ago. He didn't take firm action. The Premiership didn't like that, the officials. Barthez is the scamper here. A little bit better from Arsenal. They've been slower into the stride. Veron. Not been shy, John O'Shea going forward from left back. On the right it's been mostly Solskjaer. Ball didn't reach him.
Good defending. Back 4 were lovely and tight there for Arsenal. Lushney and Ashley Cole tucked well in. 2 centre-backs very close. With no real space for Manchester United.
They trebled up on Thierry Henry then, Manchester United.
Well, that's Philip Neville's job, Mark. That's the one I talked about. When they break like that, I think of the 4 midfield players, Philip Neville has been the one who's been told, you must be the one to sit.
Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy's shot came from nothing and was nearly everything for Manchester United. Well stopped by Rami Shaban.
Well, surprise element's the thing that makes this save difficult. I don't think the goalkeeper expects it. He gets a little bit of luck at the end because he gets hands on it, but it comes back off his face and away from the corner. Could have gone anywhere.
And here comes the corner from Seba Veron. And they may be primed to work the goalkeeper every opportunity, even from there. Shaban somewhat nervously parried it away, straight from Veron's corner. David Seaman very, very close to being able to play today. He'd probably play in the Champions League game against Valencia in midweek. Scholes, Manchester United played Deportivo La Coruña. There's some massive games around this fixture in the Premiership of huge importance. Next weekend, Arsenal go up the road, as they say, to White Hart Lane. Wiltor. Gone off for Rod and off Giggs, but Silvestre, centre-back these days, and a very good one. Dealt with it quickly. Scholes.
It really has crackled into life again, isn't it, the opening 10 minutes? Great pace about it. And the thing that you know is neither of these teams gets phased, Martin. At the moment, Arsenal are being asked to defend a little, to be controlled and composed when they need to be, and they're doing that. But there'll be a time in the game when Arsenal ask one or two questions at the other end. And the back four that Sir Alex picked have got to play as well, you feel, as they did at Anfield last weekend.
Perez. And Silvestre trying to buy Manchester United a bit of time from Henry, and Frenchman everywhere you look there, Barthez as well.
Well, he was looking for the shot, but he might have had a little look up for Freddie Ljungberg, who just arriving a little later on the right-hand side.
Well, that's no surprise, unless, of course, you happen to be marking him and somehow manage to create that effect. Luzhny is ahead of Ljungberg here. And Henry, the flag has stayed down. First chance for Arsenal, and Henry hasn't taken it.
Well, Gary Neville holds his hands up to his goalkeeper, and Fabian asks him a question. How on earth does that happen? The ball's coming on the angle. Gary Neville steps out here. You cannot do that. Absolutely not. Gary knows that. He's experienced enough. And his goalkeeper rescues him. Made a big save at Anfield late in the game. He's made another big save, this time early in the game, at Old Trafford this week.
That's Paul Barnes, the official, who also did very well when Arsenal denied a legitimate goal last weekend, you might recall, against Aston Villa. In goes Gilberto, drops to Philip Neville. Now for Sylvain Wiltord, we haven't seen much of him as yet. The man who settled it here in May, settled the championship, settled the double. Wiltord again. Cole. On from Seagull to Keown. They're both impetuous characters, the two centre-backs in tandem for Arsenal today. Calm, cool and collected. You can say a lot of compliments about Martin Keown, but probably you wouldn't use those words. He's a firebrand.
Nearly lost it in the game last year, didn't he, later on?
Which game? I'm going to say every game.
I mean, this particular fixture.
Yes, I remember it well. He's delighted to be back. As I said in the team news, Arsenal arranged a game against Millwall behind closed doors in midweek. And they were looking for something this morning, I think, to try out some of the others who are close to fitness as well, like Parler and Kanu and Seaman. Ljungberg. Vieira would have gone straight through to Barthez, I think. Seagull powerfully, effectively. That's the impetuosity. He went for a ball. It was in Manchester United territory. He did get it.
This is better from Arsenal. Can't quite see how the stats are that big in their favour, I have to say.
So it's taken me a little bit by surprise as well, but you and I should know nowadays not to go against our statisticians.
That's early for everybody, I guess.
One Neville to the other. That was a brilliant save by Barthez last week, wasn't it? I mean, imagine if that had finished 2-2. It would have been a great result for Arsenal at Anfield. But Manchester United, thanks to a brilliant piece of athleticism from a Harman shot. Difficult for Barthez, perhaps, because he's not got the reach of all the goalkeepers, has he? He's on the smaller side.
But what he did show that day was the incredible spring he's got. He's a great athlete, and he needed his athleticism last weekend to deal with that. But this is a similar game. You know, we talked last week about it might take a piece of brilliance, but one thing we forgot about was a huge error from one of the players. It happened to be Jerzy Dudek.
That's good play for Manchester United by Phil Neville, given that sort of hunting role in midfield. Giggs with the cross. Ashley Cole heads away only to Solskjaer. Van der Sar offside. No way really he could adjust his position. The ball came so quickly.
little unlucky. I think he's right. I think he probably is, just but it must have been a pretty close one here. Yeah, just a half a yard in it, not an awful lot at all.
If you want to follow the proceedings via the player cam, a chance to catch up on Ruud van Nistelrooy. Red button on the remote. Giggs, Scholes, John O'Shea joins in again. Lauren is fit again, who was of course the regular Arsenal right back. He's on the bench today. He's missed the 7 with an injury sustained at Fulham. Usually stays in the side. He's put together a run of impressive performances. And this is Peter Kenyon, the chief executive, who managed to make as many headlines this week as the build-up to this marvellous match, with comments that England should have only 40 full-time clubs. Maybe they've forgotten here the part that Bournemouth, for example, played in the development of John O'Shea.
Just off. Better line there, Mikel Silvestre there. I think he's in total control of this. He just knows what's happening, doesn't go back in. Offside decision is the right one. I think it's a more even contest now, Martin. Not United come out of the traps and they really flew out to Arsenal. Arsenal weathered that early little storm in the opening 10 minutes. Game's settling a little now.
Should point out, in defence of Peter Kenyon, Manchester United do run their business very well indeed.
Get out!
But maybe that's what he should be concentrating on. Here's Scholes. Veron. Now Philip Neville. Silvestre. O'Shea went on loan to Bournemouth a couple of years ago. Came back a much more mature player. Gilberto Perez got a runner on the left as Ashley Cole, others to the right. He comes back to Perez via Henry. Well, Thierry Henry was leaping in the air. He had a great view down the line of the shot. He thought it was going in.
They want a corner, but referees having none of it, Martin. What a break this is, though. And I tell you what, he knows exactly what he wants to do here, Robert Perez. God, does he get any on that? Yes, he does. Fingertips. Oh. Well, that's two massive saves that the Frenchman's made.
Cole, Solskjaer, now Veron. And that's why Arsenal gets so many plaudits, such praise. When they click into gear like that, they can rip anyone apart. O'Shea. Box Arsenal in here, Manchester United. Veron. Away by Luzhny. Trying the trick, it didn't get him away from Silvestre.
And the one thing Mikel Silvestre's got is good feet, isn't he? He's quick as well.
From time to time, Henry playing in Silvestre's territory, more to the right of centre for Arsenal than the left, where Henry so often crops up. In fact, Wiltor's been far more on the left for the visitors than Thierry Henry so far. Perez. Tight on Van Nistelrooy, not too tight in the mind of the referee.
The ball needs to be a little better than Van Nistelrooy.
Veron. Ryan Giggs had a look because he hoped that O'Shea might be galloping forward. And that's who Veron had looked for, but he was looking for Giggs. It was off beam. Vieira. Space Arsenal making in midfield again. Wintour hasn't quite got into it as yet. Veron making sure he didn't get into it then. Solskjaer. It's a weak one by Seagull. To Solskjaer's head. Scholes, no flag. Veron! Scored by Veron. From Scholes' cross. And was there a hand in there by Ruud van Nistelrooy?
Well, that's the first thing I thought when the ball goes up to Martin. Did he just lean down, control it with the right arm? But after that, when the decision wasn't given, two fantastic balls. That's a really poor clearance, but just there, it looks good. Oh, borderline offside, I tell you. That flag could easily have gone up. But then here it goes into him. There's the control off the right arm. They get away with that. Keown knows the arm goes up. The referee's whistle doesn't sound, but that ball, and then this one from Scholes. Great joining up from Veron, who just keeps going. He's 20-30 yards off the play. Flag could easily go up there, it doesn't, but Veron kept going, and what a ball from Scholes.
Veron's first Premiership goal at Old Trafford for the best part of 14 months.
Well, I said to you, it was a type of game where he should be saying, hey, I don't care who I'm playing against, I'm going to show. But two have gone against Arsenal there, you feel. Two big moments there. Could easily have been handball. Maybe should have been offside.
We just wonder, Andy, whether the assistant, looking at the claim for handball, might just have been lacking in 100% concentration when it came to evaluating the offside. It's Dave Bryan, it's a desperately difficult job. I must say, my first reaction when the ball went to Scholes was that the flag would go up, but it didn't. Veron went in brilliantly to round it off, and Arsenal are behind at Old Trafford. Keown. Cole. Vieira. This is the team, of course, Arsenal have scored in every one of their last 55 Premiership matches. Way out on its own as an all-time record in the English game. But they have to score here in the most testing of circumstances, otherwise they're going to lose away from home. Arsene Wenger's seen his side go down at Everton. They've gone down, of course, at Southampton in the Barclaycard Premiership, as well as at home to Blackburn. It comes off Vieira's tackle, that's all it was really, but it's got to Wiltor.
Well, Solskjaer was sloppy there, Martin, on the halfway line. Just taking the lead. The last thing you want is invite early pressure on like that, and he was rather sloppy in possession, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Scholes. Now Brown. Solskjaer. When they lost at Manchester City, who would have thought that Manchester United would have come back with such gusto? In adversity, they have found qualities to be admired for Sir Alex Ferguson. Maybe you need a bit of good fortune in that. Undoubtedly, Dudek could not have expected that. They might have lost at Anfield.
You need your goalkeeper to make a couple of saves, and think of the two he's made already today, apart from the one last week, Fabien Barthez.
And here they lead by a questionable goal that goes into the record books for Juan Sebastian Veron, who previously had scored just one in 31 Premiership matches. And on the biggest of stages, he's struck here. Philip Neville's doing a terrific job at the moment in helping Veron get on the ball, and others. Solskjaer. Scholes makes a run towards the near post. Shaban's a bit confused, and no wonder, because it was a cross of real quality. Solskjaer says he puts in the sort of ball from the right-hand side that he'd like to get on the end of himself as a natural striker.
I have to say, David Beckham would have been in the stand applauding that. That was a wonderful ball.
It's by no means the first we've seen since Solskjaer's been switched to the right-hand side.
That had goal written all over it.
You won't get back there. Somebody said to him. A pound that he might.
But I think the game's set up fantastically now, Martin. Arsenal as champions know to lose today and the gap's only 3. To win today, the gap's 9. What a huge incentive now. And now United have got the lead. Well, people who like stats, I'm just looking at the last 25 times United have taken the lead in a match. They've won 23 and drawn 2, Martin. The last team to beat them when they took the lead
was Arsenal at Highbury. Paul Scholes scored, but Fabian Barthez had a different sort of day, didn't he? He was really responsible for those 2 goals that turned 1-1 into 3-1. That's history. Here's Wiltord. In the present, Arsenal have a problem. Pires, Wiltord. Ljungberg and Henry in the middle, comes off Philip Neville. I'll give you another fact, Andy. Arsenal haven't scored 2 goals in a game here since the mid-80s in the league. They haven't scored, they lost that, incidentally, 4-2. The last time they scored 2 and 1, which 1979, 2 from Alan Sunderland. They might need more than 2 the way Veron's controlling things in midfield. Interesting, and we're delighted to have the chance to get Roy Keane's views on this at half-time. Stay with us, of course, for that. Save the lateness of your lunch till around 2:15.
There are so many good players on view today, Matt. You can't take your eyes off this.
All Arsenal's wins here in modern times have been 1-0. It's 1-0 to Manchester United today. Here's the scorer. O'Shea. Well, it is in the record books, the goal. We can look at it all we like. It won't change anything.
Yeah, I think that's a handball. I think he controls that with the right arm. Look at Dermot looking straight at it. When that happens, you get decisions like that, but you don't usually get 2 in your favour, one after the other.
Ferguson has been heard to say the luck has turned for us recently. But the players might say, well, you make your own luck.
Yeah, the harder you work, the luckier you get, I think, in sport.
Ljungberg with a dummy, but you do need somebody calling for it behind you to do that. Here's Giggs. Impeding there by Oleg Lushny.
You're learning, in the old days it was obstruction, wasn't it?
To keep up with the vernacular from the Football Association. Veron. Coming up for you, the most intriguing second round FA Cup tie. It's the conquerors of QPR, Vauxhall Motors, away to Macclesfield. 5:30, at the time, Sky Sports 1. And another real cup tie. Harrogate Railway on the football journey of their lives at home to Bristol City. Harrogate Railway are the lowest ranked club in the second round. Tomorrow, 10:30 in the morning. Robert Pires now being followed by the player cam. If you're a Sky Digital viewer, you can access that facility via the red button on your remote.
Good pressure again on Patrick Vieira. Paul Scholes there, really putting the Frenchman under pressure there. Job on, I think they know it. You saw Patrick before the game go around every one of his players, telling them what he expected, demanding everything. He now knows he's in a game. I think that kind of start's going to change every 10 minutes you watch this game, I tell you.
Giggs.
Something's happened off it. I don't know what happened off the ball, but someone's gone down. Van Nistelrooy's gone down edge of the box, Martin.
Well, certainly the crowd on that side.
I'm going to have a guess it might have been Martin Keown and him tangled. I don't know, because
we have rather teed him up for this, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Just goes across there. They're certainly tangling. I'll tell you what, Martin, you cannot do that. He's a lucky boy that Dermot Gallagher had no chance of seeing it. He's watching the ball. But Martin, well, you talked about it. He does tend to lose it at times. And that's daft. I mean, that is just plain daft.
Well, we do live in the world of video juries now.
Not only that, imagine a linesman looking across the line there, Martin, and seeing that, the flag is up. You know, it'd be easy to see because Martin is the last line of defence there. The linesman's it's conceivable that he could see that. Fortunately for Martin Keown, he didn't.
Well, television sometimes gets called into question by the players as to whether we should be showing and highlighting incidents, but if players didn't do it, then there would be nothing to show. There's absolutely no need from Martin Keown. Luton's cross on the run. Slightly mistimed header by Wes Brown, helped on by Solskjaer. Vieira. Wiltor got in front of Gary Neville, backed up by Henry. Philip Neville biting in, but he didn't get the ball this time. Prodded across. It's almost a last resort cross by Henry. Maybe just caught out one or two of his teammates.
I almost caught out Wes Brown. I don't know if Wes just managed to pull his feet away from that.
The space here for Patrick Vieira. Henry, but nothing to his left. Gilberto. Seagull.
Sloppy from Ryan Giggs here.
It's important for Manchester United that Ljungberg didn't get behind Veron then. Keown. Pires unimpressed by the nature of that Philip Neville challenge.
Well, that's why Philip Neville's on the side, Martin, to break up play in those sort of areas.
Vieira. Keown. Lushny annoyed that there wasn't a great deal of movement ahead of him to whip up the attitude of his teammates. Ashley Cole getting a bit head up and the wrong way. Gilberto. Caught by Veron. Argentina and Brazil. Now there is a rivalry.
Just a bit.
I've seen them at games where they've argued on the neutral venue as to who would have which changing room. Something seemingly as trivial as that. Wiltor, back comes Giggs. Manchester United having built a platform through Veron's goal. And they've shown themselves very capable since the Main Road debacle of digging in and playing organised, effective percentage football, if you like. Not always the free-flowing stuff associated with Manchester United, but the type of attitude that wins you games. Ruffling a few feathers, Ruud van Nistelrooy. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Goal just past the 20-minute mark.
Well, I said it was vitally important for Manchester United, Martin, that Solskjaer, Philip Neville, Varane and Giggs stopped the quartet up against them, really influencing the game. And I think when you look at the 4 Arsenal midfield players, I don't remember too much happening from them at all at the moment. And I think that's a credit to the 4 players in red that are up against them at the moment. They've managed to put them pretty much in hold. But the one thing you learn about watching Arsenal, that you cannot just do it for 35 or 45 or 75 minutes. You have to be there and concentrated for the whole lot.
Cole. There's a real full-strength look about Arsenal in midfield and up top, who, even with the great respect to Dennis Bergkamp, who can't get in the team today, is here on the bench, hasn't been picked. It's a backup goalkeeper, of course, a new defensive pairing, and Manchester United determined, and we've shown plenty of signs that they're well aware of the possibilities working for them on this particular day because of Arsenal's difficulties in those areas. Pires. Cleared by O'Shea, but straight to Luzhny. Magstowed down, and then going down was Ljungberg, put down by Scholes. Free kick to Arsenal. Paul Scholes annoyed with John O'Shea for giving the ball away.
Well, that's the only thing that you would say about United at times, is when they've won the ball back, they've tended to give it back to Arsenal a little bit too quickly and too cheaply.
Both centre-backs are forward. Keown still flicking out, arm out unwisely. Looking a foot out there with Seagull. Giggs, space to run in. Only ever scored once against Arsenal, and you'll never forget it, of course. FA Cup semi-final replay. Set off from about there at Villa Park. They're on with a change of pace. Van Nistelrooy. Philip Neville. Now Manchester United got 5 players caught upfield, and they're a bit slow to get back. Now this might be a chance for Arsenal. They pass it right. Pires, he passes it right to Ashley Cole. They're a bit short of numbers in the box, Arsenal, in truth.
Nothing at all, Martin. Only Wiltord.
Ljungberg was 40 yards away. Gilberto as well.
He was nearest. Gilberto was the nearest, about 20, 25, 30 yards out.
But they do have a corner, and Pires to take it. Right in front of Barthez. Touch from Scholes, work for Manchester United, and Van Nistelrooy collects. Solskjaer. Good football here, the early ball is on from Van Nistelrooy for Giggs. It's just forced him wide. Arsenal will have a few extra seconds to regroup, and they'll be grateful for that. Wiltord having to fill in at right back. Corner.
Oh, he did well. So then Wiltord showed good responsibility there.
From a corner at one end to a corner at the other in a matter of seconds.
Oh, it's just that you can't take your eyes off it. You just don't know which way it's going to fall.
In Shaban country again. Just hit a little too strongly. Varane looking for that whip towards the goalkeeper with the in-swinger. Born in Sweden, of Egyptian origin, played in Egypt for a while. Playing for Arsenal for the 5th time. Goalkeeper brought in just before the transfer window was closed. And he's missed kick there, Shaban. He's flexing his thighs and groins there. And now Gilberto's down as well. All that coming into his part of the pitch from the miss-hit kick.
Yeah, they lose possession, miscontrolling it. And then it's a lunge from Philip Neville at the end. He does catch Gilberto. I thought he might have just been going for the ball. Gilberto just a little bit too quick for him, but the goalkeeper's got a problem. That kick out had, whether he's pulled his thigh.
it's a problem. Shaban came in up the pecking order. Stuart Taylor got a Premiership medal, remember, last season, and I think made his debut in the Premiership against Manchester United at Highbury. In a game in which he went 1-0 down and won 3-1. Well, this could be his chance. He's been smouldering. He's not a guy to go in and bang the desk and the manager and complain, but he's been hurt by the fact that he's suddenly gone to number 3. Arsene Wenger deciding Shaban is an older man, but obviously with no experience of English football until he was brought to Highbury. Gary Lewin assessing the injury.
Change.
Says make the change.
Well, I think it's a fact he's kicking muscle as well, Mark. That's his preferred side, his right side, the goalkeeper. So much emphasis put on goalkeepers using that pattern. And I think, you know, normally you might strap him up, think you could get away with it, someone else could take the goal kicks, etc. But
in the old days, that's what would have happened. Of course, there wouldn't have been a goalkeeper on the bench. Well, they're learning about each other's game, and the goal has been conceded. Arsenal fans, many of whom were here in May, and this ground echoed to North London celebration. But it's anxious Arsenal fans at the moment. So the goalkeeping change is made. As I say, I think David Seaman might be involved in a practice match this morning, but I wouldn't be surprised, even if that is the case, that the message has already reached him. Veron. So we'll be analysing the added time for you with the greater emphasis really after that delay. A missed kick by Gilberto, and then he slipped by Scholes. Veron, Giggs making the dart infield. Oh, and it really was on for Manchester United then. Very easy to say sitting up here where the shape of the play is so transparent.
No, we might have just played it a little early. Juan Sebastian Veron.
Another foul from Philip Neville. Again, he would say going for the ball. Certainly didn't get it. Henry.
Good crowding. Manchester United players, you know, Henry was there, Mark. There was a load of red shirts around them.
Well, they're all playing game in, game out, this group, aren't they? We understand why managers like Sir Alex Ferguson does rotate his team at times, but there's no option to do that. It does help the ugly things in the game, if you like, the closing down, the pattern of play in midfield and at the back. And you're out there with each passing fixture. Free week to prepare for this, and most of the Manchester United players, as we said earlier, took part in the game at Burnley. And I can tell you, Ruud van Nistelrooy has been talking this week about how much he enjoyed it, what a compliment to English football the competition is. The atmosphere was wonderful. Burnley gave them a cracking game. It's good to hear. These 3 added minutes. The fourth official, the bobble hat, Ljungberg.
Just might be a big 3 minutes mark as well.
Patrick Vieira has got to be careful. He hasn't been in the cauldron of midfield tackling really, but he was certainly late there.
Yeah, there's not much in it. Not much in it.
He is one caution away from a one-match suspension.
He's having a shot.
It is. Fabian Barthez, believe it or not, has gone for goal. Trying to catch Stuart Taylor cold.
He's out about the penalty spot, Stuart, but not the best strike.
No. He's got the capacity to do it, I must say that. Ulrich is still chasing. Ulrich puts it in, but it's not going to count. Pushing along the way, clearing the path for the shot.
He's a little unlucky. I mean, he just runs in front of him, Phil. There was a tangle of legs there, but you always get the free kick. I think it's only right. But that's why Philip Neville's in again, Mark. That was why it was important he was there. He got past Sylvester, Thierry Henry, but Philip Neville had seen it and got himself back in there in a really good position.
Sir Alex Ferguson's a great admirer of Alan Kirbishley's work at Charlton, and he's been talking about the spirit that Charlton have and the togetherness, and in a way he's getting that sort of battling quality out of this team, that sort of work by Philip Neville, typical of it. It's gone Arsenal's way despite the protest from Van Nistelrooy. Arsenal might feel that not much has gone their way. They've encountered a questionable goal, questionable on 2 counts, and they've encountered a very informed Barthez. He's made a number of saves, including, I think, one that wasn't given. And it was a goal kick signalled. Perez was denied. Ljungberg. Flag is up.
Well, it's been building and simmering beautifully this game, Mark, as we come to half-time, and I just think that we are in for something second half. Not quite sure what, but we won't be able to take our eyes off him. That I'm sure he'll demand more. He'll demand a little bit more. We know that. Already incensed. I think he spotted 1 or 2 things going on himself.
Plenty has gone on, including a goal from Juan Sebastian Veron. With a question mark about it. Van Nistelrooy handling. Paul Scholes maybe offside. Van Nistelrooy then caught by Martin Keown in a fiery incident. Barthez has been brilliant in the Manchester United goal. And at half-time, it's Manchester United 1, Arsenal with Stuart Taylor on 0.
5:30 today after Soccer Saturday. Got a proper FA Cup tie for you. Macclesfield Town against Vauxhall Motors here on 1. 10:30 tomorrow morning, again on Sky Sports 1. Again, that looks a very attractive cup tie, doesn't it? Harrogate Railway against Bristol City, who will know they've been in a cup tie at the end of that. That's tomorrow morning at 10:30. Roy Keane and David O'Leary are with us today. We'll get their thoughts when we come back on a half that's seen Manchester United edge in front. On how to order that game, dial 08705 160 160. That's Monday night on Premiership Plus, Sunderland and Manchester City. So both managers, I thought, painted a very interesting picture at half-time, that sort of very studious face of Arsene Wenger's, and he was annoyed, wasn't he? What can he get out of his team's second half he hasn't had?
Well, I think he's annoyed because he knows he shouldn't be going in a goal down, and they've contributed. It's been their own fault, really. I think he might feel, if he's seen it, Arsene, the handball, Alex will want to keep the same tempo, work hard, close them down. There's not too much both managers can complain about. Arsene, as you say, about the goal, he'll want his team to go out and not get to keep playing the way they're playing. Both teams are doing very, very well, and I think, as I say, Arsene will be aggrieved that they're going out to the second half and goal down when he thinks they maybe should be winning.
Will there be anything for your manager to have said to Manchester United?
No, I think he'll be delighted the way the team have played. The tempo, the tackling has been superb. I think Arsenal have been a bit sloppy. I think they'll be disappointed, but having said that, they still had 2 very good chances, and that's where Arsenal can be dangerous. So I think there's a long way to go in this game yet.
I'm delighted to say Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0. His goal separates the teams. We'll follow him for the first 15 minutes of this second half on Player Cam. That's for Sky Digital viewers. As we always say, just push the red button on the remote and follow all the instructions. Commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Sir Alex, one win away from 350 in the league as manager of Manchester United. Maybe 45 minutes away from that. So the defending champions, the league leaders, get the second half underway. A goal adrift. A change in their goal late in the first half. Silvestre. Scholes again looking to support Van Nistelrooy, two that linked up to provide the chance for Veron, of whom it is sometimes said that he doesn't get into the penalty area often enough. He got his reward for doing that midway through the first half.
Well, Ashley Cole really did take everything with that tackle on the touchline. Ball, Solskjaer, the lot, and himself. He was struggling to keep it in, Solskjaer, and it gets away from him, and Ashley Cole comes in and takes absolutely everything. Suffered himself, though.
All credit to Dermot Gallagher. There was nothing wrong in Cole's challenge. He did get to the ball, it was front on, but Dermot does love to let a game flow. And there's plenty of players on this pitch to take advantage of that policy.
Well, there's been plenty of aggression and commitment here and plenty of tackling, Martin, but I think what I've liked about Dermot Gallagher's performance is he's let the players basically get on with it. He hasn't let it out of hand.
Well, there's confusion. Seagull and Keown, we've pointed it out for you throughout our broadcast today. They don't know each other's play particularly well. The same ball together then. Ori and Wiltor was unmarked. It was a devilishly difficult pass to try and effect.
It's one of the first times that both centre-backs got attracted out wide with Henry in the left, Wiltor completely free in the centre. Just off of it.
Given offside.
He doesn't think so. I thought he was just off for the first time I saw it. A little flick comes now. Yeah, Martin Keown just held his line. Decision's the right one.
Lushnik. Working with Gilberto. Of course, faced Paul Scholes in the quarter-final of the World Cup. Shizuoka. Cole. Also played in that game, of course. Barthez just taking his time. I'm sure first policy for Manchester United here will keep it compact, keep it tight. They're in a position to do that. They've been doing it well in recent games.
Well, it'd be a hell of a feather in the cap with this back four, Martin, if they were to stop Arsenal scoring today, wouldn't it? You think of the teams that have tried over the last, what, 18 months or so?
Newcastle United, May 2001. The last defence to shut out Arsenal in the Premiership. Barthez, the playmaker. If he'd hit his shot like that, he might have scored. You've seen signs, Andy, of what Tony Adams called a slightly loosish approach by Arsenal this season?
Not really, Martin. I mean, I think I see a team that are supremely confident in their own ability. And I see a team that love to go and express themselves. And certainly you couldn't argue that the commitment's down any, that the drive, the determination's down any. They can't come into a game like this and, you know, and not be at it. I think that's the thing. And I think they have been. I just think United have outworked them at the moment.
I think Tony was referring to maybe an over-commitment to attack.
No,
the balance of the midfield exposing the defenders.
I don't think so. I said before, I think in Gilberto and Vieira, they've got two of the best at protecting the back four.
Martez with a throw, picking out Scholes. Gary Neville. And Mr. Roy more sprightly work by Solskjaer. And Seagull stretching into a touch that concedes a corner.
Thought it was past
gone in the second half.
Thought it was past him there. Seagull just got his toe to the ball. You think Arsene Wenger would maybe give it 15 minutes, Martin. I mean, I don't know how much Wolters contributed in this game, but I know Dennis Bergkamp's sitting on the bench, and I think that would be a change it would have to look at if they don't get back in it.
Giggs with the corner. Phalanx of Manchester United players moving on to the edge of the goal area and attack the ball in. That's much more comfortable for Taylor. Again, really effective in the first half.
It's such an important position. You look at all the top teams in this league, Martin. Arsenal with Vieira, Manchester United normally with Roy Keane, Liverpool with Dietmar Hamann. They all have that type of player who sits there and he works and he breaks attacks down before they reach the back four. It's no surprise that those three teams are the top three. That's what Phil Neville's been asked to do today, and up till now he's done a fabulous job of it.
Cole. Arsenal trying to get the bit between their teeth. Well, he got the ball, Cole. Dermot Gallagher had committed himself to blow for the free kick Arsenal's way. Yes, it gives Keane a chance to lope forward. Got Seagull for company.
Got good height. Gilberto, Henry can all climb.
Yes, the problem is Henry takes the free kick.
I forgot about that. It wasn't a very good one.
O'Shea with the throw. Lushnik. Ljungberg, Wiltor, at the end where he scored so famously in May.
It's been a bright start for Arsenal, Martin. I think they've looked like they've up to, they know what's at stake. I think he's had his say at half-time. It would have been calm, I'm sure, but it would have been pointed and it would have, these players would be left.
It was here where Arsene Wenger suffered his first defeat as Arsenal's manager. 6 years ago now. That was 1-0. Verrott. Got Neville in there again, but this time he's given it straight to Keogh. Vieira. Verrott showed too much of it to Cole. Pires. And again, that job that Phil Neville's doing, that's tremendously important for Manchester United. He's biting in again and again. Scholes. Solskjaer rather looking for Scholes.
Almost tackled his brother there, Phil Neville, didn't he? Halved him in two.
Here's the dog looking for the bone. Making it very difficult for Gilberto and Vieira. That's Silvestre, but he's dropped to the ground. And his teammates are saying, put the ball out straight away. They haven't quite realised it down beneath us, but the ball's gone out in any case. And
well, he was at full stretch when he went into the tackle. He was determined to go in and win the ball. Well, Sir Alex Ferguson will be hoping that this is not a serious one.
They're on replacing a divot. And just before that, he's shaking hands with Henry. There's a healthy respect out there amidst the tremendous sense of competition.
You see how he was at full stretch there, Martin. He gets up and then falls to the ground, so He was just shaking up a little bit. Whether he overstretched the groin area, we're certainly hoping it isn't that. No, but it looks okay.
He's been important for Manchester United in recent games, Mikael Silvestre, in the absence of Rio Ferdinand and Laurent Blanc. And you just wonder, looking at the way this side is playing without those two, what the future might hold for Blanc. Ferdinand surely will come back in when he's fit. Giggs. Pulled a hook in the end on Gilberto.
Well, I'd be admiring him. He knows what it's all about to play at centre-back, man. He's been a fantastic footballer, Laurent Blanc, and I'm sure he'll be looking down at Wes Brown and Sylvester and saying, they're doing a pretty good job. I think what Manchester United have also done quite well today, they've broken the game up, Martin, at times. They've not allowed Arsenal to, flow in the way they would like. They've been happy to concede the odd free kick in the middle of midfield, break the play up, bring it to a halt.
Veron, Giggs, Van Nistelrooy. It's a fine move, this, by Manchester United. Solskjaer now involved in it.
Almost shinned it in. He was trying to pass this in, he was trying to look for, I'm sure, Scholes or Giggs in the end here. It was lovely interplay. And he takes his time, he sees Solskjaer's arriving, and I think he's just trying to play this back into the middle. Sits up, hits him in the shin.
One historical aspect is against Arsenal this season. The last 8 times they've been champions, they've never retained the trophy. Go back to the mid-1930s. And Arsenal actually won it 3 years in a row. Something, of course, Manchester United have managed far, far more recently. Cole slipping it to Pires. Pace took him away from Veron, but into trouble in the shape of Brown. Neville's together again. Seagon with the interception. Ljungberg, another of the Arsenal players who's been rather on the periphery of things. Luzhny. Vieira trying to get forward. It's Giggs who checked him. And here's Gilberto. Now Pires. Luzhny's on again. It's not really the Arsenal way to work it wide, and Hunt crosses in. Gilberto is coming around the back on the left-hand side. Change of view for David Beckham. But it's pleasing viewing for Manchester United. It's certainly not the most free-flowing display that you would see from them, but circumstances aren't allowing that for Sir Alex Ferguson's team at the moment. But they're gritty and they're working their socks off to try and stay in front against Arsenal.
And don't you sense that the crowd appreciate all that, Martin? All those horrible things in the game, work, aggression, all those things that are on show today. And that's what's made life really difficult.
Quick free kick, Giggs! Taylor stayed up, made the save. Don't know how much Ryan Giggs got on it.
Got a bit, but it was a tentative prod, you felt, with the right foot. But fabulous run and great vision. Look at him going on, he's looking. Across goes Giggs. Definitely not offside. Gets it past the goalkeeper. That might just have won the game for Manchester United.
Next job for Giggs, the corner. Solskjaer going towards the near post, in towards Taylor. Vieira stops it reaching the goalkeeper. Silvestre, Scholes. Right back to Giggs. And Stuart Taylor,
what a
reaching back. Now, whether that would have counted, Dermot Gallagher's pointing Arsenal's way.
Well, they must have given a free kick. And when the 2 or 3 and John O'Shea was in there, Van Nistelrooy, Keown, they were all attempting to get touch on the ball. But he saw an infringement, the referee.
Henry lurking more on the left in the start of this second half.
Well, it might not have counted, but it was still pretty impressive from Stuart Taylor, wasn't it? Great ball from Scholes. And then this is an equally tempting ball, and in goes O'Shea. Oh, there's a hand up there. Does it come off Martin Keown's hand? I don't know what anyone did wrong there, but Van Nistelrooy goes in, O'Shea goes in. Oh, I'm not so sure what was going on there, Martin. It didn't seem a lot, but what a save. He thinks it's in. No.
Gary Neville. Seagull gets it down. Can't dwell. Van Nistelrooy was across, working from the front. Brown. Wiltor. Arsenal trying to respond like the champions they are. Wiltor with the cross. Pires, not an easy one to strike.
Got a little flick, pressure starting to build. Hits it into the ground a little, but comes off Silvestre. Testing times, I just feel the next 10-15 minutes for Manchester United, Martin. There's all sorts going on. Henry wasn't happy about a tackle from Phil Neville a little earlier there. So a little bit of scrapping going on here. Big spell in the match coming up.
Arsenal hope this is a big corner from Pires. Oh, Seagull on his good foot. They stood firm again, Manchester United.
Yeah, John O'Shea just gets a couple of yards, Seagull, but they get across quick enough. O'Shea gets a really good block on it.
Another Pires corner from the opposite flank this time.
Oh, it's about concentration when you're defending this, Martin.
Pires will keep this alive. Scholes rather stretched it away, but got it away. And Nistelrooy did very well in reading the bounce. Solskjaer, knowing that the runners were to his right, Giggs and Scholes. Gary Neville, Arsenal have regrouped, which they were struggling to do at the pace of the initial attempt by Manchester United to counter-attack.
Bad ball from Ryan Giggs, back to Veron.
Wiltor wriggles free. Vieira's certainly run free. Luzhny galloping up outside him. He hasn't looked for him.
That's not the worst ball you'll see fed in from a wide area. But once again, Wes Brown, you watch how close he gets to Henry here. Henry puts himself between Brown and Silvestre, but as it comes across, Brown just eases him out the way here, lets it run across the face of him to safety.
Had so much bad luck, Wes Brown, but over the last 2 or 3 weeks, pressed back ahead of schedule into the first team. He has looked like the most highly rated young defender that he was before his bad fortune. Ljungberg, and he crop up in the right place at the right time for Arsenal. He's being watched by the player cam. Sky Digital viewers, red button on the remote.
Well, that wouldn't surprise you. There's absolutely nothing between these teams.
Vieira, Pires. Wiltor, a bit more involved in the second half. Pires. Bend on that, past Brown, and in the end past Henry, although he did get something of a touch.
That's a lovely ball in. Again, Henry takes a superb position in between defenders. Pulls in behind Wes Brown, who can't see him. He's only half a yard away from being perfect, that ball.
Van Nistelrooy taking Seagull with him. As the defender does his job. But not that time. He's ended up on the deck. Ball stayed in play. Manchester United had the throw. It is on the proverbial knife edge here at Old Trafford. Second goal for Manchester United, and even with Arsenal's scoring powers, I think that could seal it. At 1, anything's possible. The last time, incidentally, as Bergkamp gets ready for Arsenal, the last time that Veron scored a league goal here, it did put them in front against Bolton. They lost the game. Scholes, and Gilberto won the aerial duel, but Giggs has got a cross in towards Scholes. Gilberto was there again. O'Shea taking on Ljungberg with great ambition. The cut back for Scholes, deflection on the shot.
That's what I mean about this game. It's such a contest, and yet every now and again, Martin, someone does something like this. John O'Shea, the one you wouldn't expect, though, just tricks Freddie Ljungberg. A superb little ball across, but it's his weaker side, Paul Scholes's. He didn't quite catch it.
It's a mesmerising match, there's no doubt about it. The fighting spirit, the football skills, functional play, then the flow. It's got it all.
It looks like he's gone over on that ankle, when he's standing foot. I don't know if this ground again has played a part in that. Whether the surface has gone away from him as he struck it, Martin, and just turned his ankle.
The ground staff asked me to be sympathetic to their difficulties earlier today, and it is a problem. The stadium is shaped to suit the spectators, the volume of interest in Manchester United, but the pitch has difficulties in these circumstances. Anyway, here's the corner. Scholes off. Giggs takes it. Beaten out by Taylor. Scholes waiting for the signal to get back on. That's happened now. Seagull. Luzhny. Ljungberg. Gilberto is the forward runner. And he's got there too. Oh, and having covered the ground so capably, it's almost a panicky moment when he got into shooting range.
It's a great run. Look how deep he starts that run, and he's left Phil Neville left for once. He can't get back with him. And he got rather rush of blood right at the end when he needed a bit of composure, but this is a change I talked about. It's a natural one for me. I think Sylvain Wiltord struggled to influence the game, and if there's one person you know you can bring on, Martin, and whether it be with a pass or a piece of magic or a finish of his own to get you back into the game, then Dennis is certainly capable of doing any of those things.
Should it be a finish of his own, it would be his 100th Arsenal goal, but he has never scored at Old Trafford.
There's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of good players that haven't scored at Old Trafford.
You scored in the warm-up. Bergkamp, cleared by Gary Neville. We're into the last quarter of the game in which no quarter has been asked or given. Ljungberg, this is Henry. Headed out by O'Shea. Just ran for Manchester United then.
You can't keep possession at the moment, Manchester United. Just need to put one or two passes together, Martin, just to ease pressure. Times like this, really good from Arsenal. Superb closing down.
Ljungberg's tackle it was on Giggs. Bergkamp. Now Freddie Ljungberg. Henry tries one himself. It's another Arsenal corner.
Well, they look a little ragged at the moment, Manchester United. They put so much into this game, energy-wise. We're getting to the last quarter of the match now. They've got to dig deep. Arsenal are really asking a question or two.
Martez reaches, Dermot Gallagher decides that the ball had gone out. Andy had it.
Yeah, linesman's flag was up as soon as Perez hit that, Martin.
Super Sunday comes from Spurs. Tottenham against West Brom, Sky Sports 1. And on Monday night from Premiership Plus. It's Sunderland against Manchester City. That's at 7:30, a pay-per-view offering from the Premier League. He's quite happy, Barthez. We'll discuss it for as long as he's allowed to do. It's all helping Manchester United defend the lead that Veron gave them. Nothing wrong with his part in the goal, but question marks against Ruud van Nistelrooy. Replays seem to indicate quite clearly that he did handle in the build-up. Bergkamp. Gilberto. Should have been beat to Giggs, but Perez helped him out. Knocked in by Luzhny. Misjudged by Brown. Gary Neville got it out of harm's way.
Freddie Ljungberg's just decided, I'm going to field. He's been stood up beside Henry for the last 4 or 5 minutes, Martin, as if to say, well, I ain't going to get a goal playing wide right. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to try and cause a problem. Well, look at that pressure that's mounting there.
That's the rehearsed throw-in. That's a thump from Patrick Vieira. But always off target.
Well, it's a good strike, just a little high. He knew what he wanted to do here. There's nothing wrong with the power in the shot.
They've had some autumnal stumbles, Arsenal under Arsene Wenger, haven't they? And it would be 4 defeats in the last 8 league games if they can't turn it round here. Has made a succession of saves, but they were all in the first half.
Yeah, I think that's testimony. We've talked about the back four of Manchester United, how well again they've defended up till now today, and I say up till now because we have still got 18 minutes, or the best part of 20 minutes, I guess. We added time left in this game for them to defend, but they've protected Barthez really well in the second half. They've been under more pressure.
Van Nistelrooy. Oh, Scholes has picked his way through! Manchester United 2, Arsenal 0. And at Old Trafford, they really do feel that Manchester United are back.
Yeah, no questions about that, just admiration. A for Van Nistelrooy's determination at first to win the ball. And then it's all about Scholes. I said to you, I think this guy, Paul Scholes, in the last couple of weeks, Martin, has just found himself again. And that is a cameo of what he's all about. One touch to take it round Martin Keown. And then he gets a bit of deflection off him, but the shot's hitting the target. It's working the goalkeeper. The little deflection goes his way, but, well, who's to say he hasn't deserved it?
O'Shea. Arsenal double winners last season. Manchester United are looking at a December double here. Liverpool away, Arsenal at home. Here's Perez. Keown. Cleared by O'Shea. Bergkamp. That's not what is required from the Gunners. All Manchester United need to complete their day now is to hang on to the shutout and end Arsene Wenger's team's run of 55 consecutive Premiership games in which they've scored. One now will not be enough. And Nistelrooy, this time Dermot Gallagher's patience has run out, and is it Patrick Vieira?
It is Patrick Vieira. It's just a matter of whether he's had that little 10 seconds there. I think he might have booked him, you know, Martin, if he'd have gotten to Patrick Vieira a little earlier. But I do think, you know, that little 10 seconds has just been enough for everyone to calm down. And if it had been a booking, it would have been because he's committed maybe 3, 4, 5 free kicks.
But the game's no better, is it, if Vieira gets booked in those circumstances? So Dermot Gallagher used his discretion. On we go.
Still think there's a bit of work to be done, Martin. The worst thing that Manchester United could think now is that's it, done and dusted, with 15 minutes to go.
I don't think this Manchester United team will think that, will they? And he certainly won't. He knows his team have got goals in them, but I must say, haven't radiated those qualities today. Having gone behind relatively early in the game, it's been uphill for the usually up-tempo team.
You know, you just wonder again how just important those two saves were from Fabien Barthez when the score was 0-0 first half, had Arsenal taking the lead.
Cole. Knocked out by Pires. Bergkamp. There's Philip Neville again. The screen. Superb screen. Van Nistelrooy. Taken on by Scholes. No flag. Solskjaer to have a look to see what's on in the centre. Giggs going near post. Is he really trying to whip that into the net, or is he just looking for Scholes?
He was looking for anybody. I think it just, there was no real support. No one had actually, if you watch carefully, both Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes can't find any space, Martin. And what he does at the end, he says, I think I'm just going to hammer this and it might hit somebody. Because that's all he seems to do, just thump it across the face of the goal.
Bergkamp for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Player change for Arsenal. Perez off. Kolo Touré on. Maybe a replacement of a rapier by a more blunt instrument in terms of styles of play. Touré bristles with power and desire. Well, often, Andy, we have little discussions, don't we, about what's been the game of the season so far, and I know you've got a programme on Monday night that might reflect on that. We tend to count up the goals when those decisions are made. I would put this up as a candidate for the game of the season so far. And it's not over yet. To someone who's not on the pitch. Kino is the cry. As long as Richard realised it was the right person beginning with K that was being cheered then.
Yeah, don't be silly.
Luzhny. Keogh. Manchester United concentrating on keeping their shape. Scholes scurrying about to be the first to challenge. He's run out of puff, understandably. Covered a lot of ground just in that passage of play alone. They force a mistake. Arsenal heads are shaking.
Well, Bergkamp had a picture, Martin. He'd looked a little earlier, and when he looked before the ball arrived, Ljungberg goes right side, but Freddie decided to run in behind.
Gilberto. Vieira. Touré. Saw Henry rather than Cole. Almost bisected the two. Here is Cole. That was going to be a booking. And it is a cumulative effect of Philip Neville, but that was a tired tackle, shall we say.
Yeah. I don't think we could have any arguments with that. Well, it was Villa last week going about this area, wasn't it? But they found the top corner.
Rome as well.
I thought there was a time they needed one though. And it's now.
Barthez hasn't edged over early to his right, where Henry's been doing his damage with the free kicks to the goalkeeper's right. They can't surely keep on happening for Henry and Arsenal.
Well, it looks concerned, Martin. I think even he must feel it's one of those days. As you said, I don't think Fabian Barthez has had a safe second half to make, and that would be the one major disappointment. Plenty pressure, plenty of the ball for Arsenal second half up till now, but haven't worked Fabian Barthez nearly enough. And that's not like Arsenal.
Loznik. Actually had 9 attempts in the second half, Arsenal, none of them on target. Bergkamp. Gilberto. Nearly got in behind Silvestre Colo-Touré. It will be giving Tony Adams absolutely no satisfaction at all that his predictions earlier in the week look as though they're coming true. But his old mates wouldn't win today. Tough one to take, but there's back to the season left. Ljungberg. Now Cole. Loznik. Seagull. That's for Veron. Giggs. To strike Loznik on the arm, but the way he was sliding into the tackle.
It's the tackle he's getting booked for, Mark. He's slightly late with us. Ryan Giggs just gets to the ball first, I think. Just nicks in front of him there, and then he comes through the back of Ryan Giggs. Again, pretty much a decision made for the referee.
He does go to ground a lot, doesn't he, Lucy, with that sliding? He got into trouble against Aston Villa last weekend. Got a second yellow card. Unfortunate to escape that. Highbury. Arsenal had so many records going for them early weeks of the season. The only one that is still current is this scoring in every game. And what's 7.5, 8 minutes or so away from that coming to an end, unless they score one, which would be a scant satisfaction, really, if it's only one. Keogh. Sol Campbell suspended. David Seaman not quite fit to play. Shaban started. Taylor from late in the first half. The only mitigating circumstances for Arsenal, really.
I don't think you could fault either goalkeeper for the goals that have gone in. Martin absolutely helpless with both of them. But I think David Seaman would be first to admit that.
No, I'm just saying from coming here with the players missing, but against them, we hark back on the old theme. But Manchester United have had a really important part of the season of just had to say, well, these are the 12 or 13 we've got. On you go, lads. They have certainly gone on. Yeah. Gilberto. Solskjaer was tracked back with Ashley Cole and was close enough to him to put Cole off. Well, any of you youngsters who want an example of how to play centre midfield, just do a job for your team. Phil Neville's put on a masterclass today. Giggs. Could be more in this for Manchester United, but although Scholes had committed himself forward again, Ross wasn't quite up to scratch. Bit of credit for Sir Alex Hanley. We question about Paul Scholes playing off the front, but there he was, decisive moment really, the second goal.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, It's very difficult to question decisions Sir Alex makes because normally that happens like today. They come right for him. Was involved hugely in the opening goal, scores the second goal. Veron's back in the side, he scores the first goal. Not a bad day for the Manchester United manager.
And he's 5 minutes away from that win number 350 in league football. Not many managers get to play and have the 350 games under their control. Let alone win 350, and well, they're enjoying this, the majority inside Old Trafford now. Arsenal labouring. Solskjaer rather delaying. And Philip Neville's there again. There's a moment to sum up his match. Brilliantly timed. Vieira down, and Arsenal 2-0 down.
Well, I just think the last couple of minutes here have summed up the match. It hasn't been a classic in terms of goal-mouth excitement, but there have been two giants of the Premiership have locked horns today here in a game that both knew the importance of. The difference between Arsenal maybe going 9 points and putting Manchester United out the title race, or United winning a game and getting themselves to within 3 points of the champions.
Not sure whether that was Toure or Seagull.
Yeah, knocked the ball away.
Toure gave away the free kick. Seagull was frustrated and agitated, and in that moment summed up Arsenal's mood, really.
Well, I think the last couple of weeks has shown us, Martin, if we doubted it, we got a title race this year.
Ryan Giggs with a chance to rub some salt in Arsenal wounds. Old-style atmosphere at Old Trafford.
Well, you and I have been coming here for the best part of 10 years to watch games. This is as good a Premiership, and I had Premiership atmosphere that I've sampled here.
Variety with the corner involving John O'Shea, involving Gary Neville. Veron. Using it loosely, but not giving up. Keep it there, let the clock run down, collect the 3 points. At the expense of the champions. Silvestre. Now has to turn. Again from Barthez, just what was necessary. Doesn't need to be pretty. Bergkamp. Silvestre could have cleared it then and should have done, really. He does this time. Cole. Toure. They started at a fast tempo against Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, Manchester United. They've maintained it. Van Nistelrooy.
Just jumped into him, I think, there, the decision. Dermot Gallagher felt he wasn't going for the ball.
Offside, but it hasn't been a bitty game, laden with stoppages. Dermot Gallagher can take great credit for his part in it. Vieira. Look at the numbers that Manchester United had got back. But O'Shea has let Ljungberg get free. John O'Shea could look around and expect there to be plenty of cover, and there was. It's another moment that encapsulated the match. The ball looped up in the air, could have gone to Bergkamp, but Solskjaer said, no, I'm having that. Ljungberg. Cole. Added time at Old Trafford.
You and I arrived here 2 weeks ago, Martin, when we came to see Manchester United, the depleted Manchester United play Newcastle. And I said then, I think they were approaching the biggest 2 weeks in the Premiership history, really. And my goodness, how they've responded to it. Fantastic performance on the day, a great win at Anfield. And then, well, it looks like they're going to beat the champions and narrow that gap.
And go into second place. Maybe just for a few hours, but as you say, narrowing the gap, that's really matters. Murray, who's been kept under lock and key.
Well, he had one chance early on, didn't he, when he got away one-on-one. So often we see him bend it past the keeper's left hand and into the far corner. But Barthez was equal to it.
Toure. This is Cole. Away by Thuram. But particularly in the last 7 days, Manchester United have made extraordinary progress in the Premiership. Remarkable win at Liverpool. They had a bit of luck then, of course, courtesy of Mr. Dudek. They've had a bit of luck here today in the way the first goal fell for them for Veron, with Van Nistelrooy handling in the build-up. But Paul Scholes with the second, sealing a victory against the league leaders and defending champions. No wonder they're singing inside the stadium. A clean sheet for Barthez as well. Arsenal failed to score. Suddenly, these are marvellous times again from Manchester United. A team effort, no doubt about that, against the team that was lauded at the start of the season as being unstoppable, uncatchable. Well, Arsenal still lead the league, but Manchester United are really in the mix. Manchester United 2, Arsenal 0.
Top looks like this. All the football, of course, will unfold on Soccer Saturday, but right now Manchester United as high as they've been since August. It's FA Cup football later, live 5:30 after Soccer Saturday. Macclesfield Town meet Vauxhall Motors. Tomorrow morning at 10:30, the Railwaymen, Harrogate Railway, meet Bristol City. It's close enough for David O'Leary to go along to. Tomorrow at 3, Super Sunday, we're at White Hart Lane with Spurs and West Brom. Monday night, the pay-per-view game features Sunderland and Manchester City. 08705 160 160 for more information. Starts at 7:30. David O'Leary and Roy Keane are with us. We'll get their thoughts when we come back. We'll name the Barclaycard man of the match. But Manchester United take all 3 points, a big 3 points off the champions.
does Christmas mean to you?
Santa. Snowman?
Presents.
Sky Movies guarantees you an escape route for when it all gets too much. 3 channels, 12 screens, providing you with non-stop movie mayhem over the Christmas period. Brilliant! From the latest blockbusters to your best-loved classics, whatever's on your wish list, Sky Movies will deliver. Hollywood in your home. Christmas wouldn't be the same without it.
Just read that number plate, please.
N-O-V-A-T.
And the red car over there.
N-O-V-A-T.
And that one.
N-O-V-A-T. Can I start the engine now?
No VAT on all Citroën cars until December the 31st. Citroën. Deals to remember.
This Christmas, strike gold on video and DVD with Austin Powers in Gold Member. And put these other great titles on your list. The original Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and special edition DVD, Blade 2. So exciting. And the Oscar-winning Gosford Park. Ooh, yummy. The perfect gifts this Christmas.
The world's only personalised shaver with 9 adjustable comfort settings. The new Philishave Sensitech. Set for comfort.
Hey ho! Kermit the Frog here to introduce our very special guest, the Muppets! Yay! Well, they were here a minute ago. Fozzie? Gonzo? Hello?
The Muppets are at McDonald's this Christmas. 8 classic characters for the whole family to enjoy. One with every Happy Meal.
When taking a photograph, make sure your subject is ready and that they're arranged in a suitably formal manner. This can be difficult, for example, with members of the animal kingdom. Avoid blurring by keeping movement to a minimum. Follow these simple rules and you'll end up with a photograph you'll treasure for a lifetime.
Go on, muck about with free photo messaging for all Orange customers.
와. ロボットだ。うわすげえなロボットだよおい。全部掃除しろ。バイバイロボットちゃん。おいロボット。ロボットちゃん。何やってんだよお前人の部屋で。人のベッドでお前何やってんだよおい。
Drink Australian, think Australian. The new Philishave Sensitech. Bond's shaver of choice. Set for comfort.
Whatever you buy online, do it faster. Get closer to your customers and colleagues. Send and receive more information more easily.
BT Broadband. For details of the special offer available to Sky customers, visit sky.com/BT Broadband.
It's tough to get to the top. Even tougher to stay there. Saturday Fight Night tonight at 9:30 live, Sky Sports 1.
Manchester United 2, Arsenal 0. Roy Keane, David O'Leary have been with us all afternoon. So that's you right back in the title race, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic result. I think the players were fantastic. I think that's a good result for United. I think Liverpool will be fairly happy today. Chelsea, Middlesbrough, Everton, Newcastle. Fantastic result. Couldn't have gone better.
Great result. You look at what they've done since the Man City result, because they were poor against Man City and they were beaten well. And the manager obviously has had a few kind words to them, and he certainly rattled them up, and they've gone on. And you know, last week's fixture at Liverpool, to go there and win, and then to come and beat you know, your big rivals here, fantastic. They worked great. The tempo of the play was brilliant. I think Phil Neville, who probably doesn't get all the credit. I mean, it's not his best position, central midfield, but he won great tackles, got around Arsenal. Arsenal in the second half disappointed me. A lot of play, but never worked Barthez. Flattered in that way. And the second goal was a great goal by Manchester United. And Scholes came onto it. Van Nistelrooy did great, and they were worthy winners in the end. And it puts them, you see the players they've got to come back. He might get in the team, you never know. And with Rio Ferdinand and Beckham, they're sitting in a dangerous position for the rest.
Varane got the first goal. Large slice of luck. I'm sure Arsenal will argue, because on another day, as the ball ultimately gets played into Ruud van Nistelrooy, I think you both agreed at half-time this could have been given for handball, couldn't it?
Could have been, but Perez has rolled him a lovely ball back to be able to knock up the line. It's a poor clearance.
There.
It's a handball, he gets control of it. Scholes, yeah, he's onside, makes a good run. Varane gets into the box to get in on the end of it, and it's a good goal. Against probably the run of play.
Saab has done very well, because he won the original tackle just by the halfway line, so to continue his run, he deserved a bit of luck for that, you know.
And I think Alex has been saying, you know, the turning point is they've been getting a little bit of luck. Decisions have been going for them.
Well, that's a big break, isn't it?
That is a big break, yeah. I think everybody, you know, Martin Keown certainly knew he got control of the ball.
Yeah, but there's still a lot to do there, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't.
Good play with Scholes. Saban in a bad position. Linesman in a good position. As I say, it's a lovely ball.
Happy with the second decision, onside? Close enough
definitely.
To be onside?
Very good decision. I think referees and linesmen get a lot of criticism, but very good decision there.
Yeah, the only decision that worried me was I think the keeper, you know, made a brilliant save from a header there, where he gave a free kick against the Manchester United player. Couldn't understand why in the second half, but I think Taylor's made a brilliant save from him.
Paul Scholes got the second. Now this is a fellow who's been in some fantastic form of late. And does this typify Scholes?
Yeah, Scholes is fantastic. Makes that look so easy there. I thought he was going to let it run across onto his left side, but obviously his wrong foot, I think, was Martin Keown. Slight deflection, and it looks so simple, but
he's coming onto this, isn't he? He's making that run from deep. He's coming in, and once he's in the box there, you know, he always hits the target. He's got deflection, but you always fancy him to score once he gets in there.
Again, it was sloppy from Arsenal. They had possession. Again, I'm sure their manager will be very disappointed. But you got to give our lads credit, you know, pressure all the time. And that usually leads to mistakes. But having said that, there was still a bit for Scalzi to do, and he made it look so simple, and that's what he's good at.
I didn't think Manchester United. The thing that worried me, they wouldn't be able to keep up this tempo of their play. But they've had the rest in a half time to come out, and up to the last, you know, they've kept the tempo up. They've got around an irritated Arsenal, because Arsenal have good players, and to me that's their strongest midfield, and they haven't let that midfield play today.
I think after 5 minutes into the game, I thought there's only one team going to win this match.
And we've seen a tackle there with somebody up towards the end, Phil Neville on Patrick Vieira, where he's nailed him. He's on the deck, great tackle. And that's some Phil Neville's game up.
It's a Neville double, incidentally. I can tell you, Gary won it, of course, last week, didn't he? The Barclaycard Premiership Man of the Match award. Phil has done this week. Here's the manager, Sir Alex Ferguson.
Sir Alex, just how big a victory was that?
Well, I think that last Sunday against Liverpool, you win the important ones. It's very significant. It's early doors. There's a long way to go, but we're quite hopeful. We get a few players back at the Christmas period. We should be in good fettle, and we can look forward to the next 4 months. This has given us a chance.
Today, did the manner of the victory almost please you as much as the 3 points themselves?
Well, I thought we were a better team. I must say that they had very few chances. They'd one from Thierry Henry in the first half. Other than that, we were defended very well. We played great football at times, and we had the confidence to play against them.
Do you think the bedrock of your performance was the fact you got in amongst them? You just worked so hard.
We worked so hard, we showed great desire to win the match, and I think that's always important. And the mood of the players in the last few weeks has definitely been terrific. Great team spirit about them, and they're going into games with great beliefs now.
In some ways, do you think the turning point was almost what happened at Manchester City?
I think that was a defining moment, I do.
And how pleased are you with the players' response?
I'm delighted because it's there. The ability is there. The one thing we always ask them, if they want it, they can get it. They've got the ability, and they've proved that time and time again. But we need to keep the foot on them all the time in terms of the hunger, desire, and wanting to win matches.
Do you think that puts you firmly back in the title race now?
I think it gives us a chance. Yes, I do. I think that 3 points behind Arsenal, and a lot of big games will come up. We'll go to Highbury in January. That'll be a massive game, and they're all big. Once you get over the new year, what we always hope that if we get into that frame of teams at the top of the league at the turn of new year, then you're in the chance.
Well, you're certainly there. Last week we gave you the man of the match bottle for Gary Neville. This week it's for his brother Phil. He's the Barclaycard man of the match. Deserved?
Very much so.
Well done.
Thank you.
And just in case you missed it first time around, top of the Barclaycard Premiership, Manchester United now have closed right up on Arsenal. And of course, all today's football will unfold on Saturday during the course of the afternoon. When are you back?
I'm hoping to be back playing in about 3 weeks. I've been training this week with the physios, bit of ball work, twisting and turning, and I'm hoping to join in with the first team. Maybe not this week, but the following week.
And once you've started playing, how long will you need from that point to be knocking on the door to make yourself available
the way
for
they played
selection?
today, I'll be a few months. No, I think the lads who've played today have done fantastic, and the likes of Phil Neville and Wes coming back from injury have been fantastic, and the team deserve all the credit in the world. And as the manager said, it gives us a chance.
Are you a good watcher? Have you been watching?
Yeah, I've been watching obviously the games, but I'm not very good at watching. But you'd ask most players who are injured, and they'll say exactly the same. But I don't mind watching when we get results like that and performances like that.
And what's this we read about you having to be a nice guy from this point forward?
You shouldn't believe too much what you read.
Good.
No, I'm hoping. I think
I'd like you to answer that. I'm looking forward to hearing you that one.
No, regarding. I'm hoping to come back and use my head a bit more when I get back.
Do you have to? Are you getting to the stage of your career where that's a necessity?
Yeah,
rather
without a
more
doubt,
than something
yeah.
you'd like to do?
Without a doubt. You